Because I'm going to give you some stuff that you don't know, and then I'm going to make you look as stupid as you look already.
Go for it.
Okay, good. Where are you from?
England.
England. Oh, Jesus. England's done. England, where Tommy Robinson, you ripped Tommy Robinson off the street. Are you familiar with Tommy Robinson?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah. How do you feel about Tommy Robinson?
I think he's a racist, fascist, not my kind of person.
How's he a racist and a fascist?
Because he incites hatred against Muslims, predominantly.
How's he incite hatred against Muslims?
Through hate speech.
By reporting on their child rape grooming court cases? Is that how you do it? So keeping the Muslim children rape cases quiet, that to you is okay. Allowing the Muslims to go ahead and rape children and groom them for prostitution and keeping that quiet so we don't hurt any Muslims' feelings, that's okay to you.
Okay, can I respond?
Sure.
The majority of rape cases in the UK are by white people. And we've seen what's happened with Catholicism recently.
Can you show me the proof of that?
Can you show me the proof?
Yes, I can.
Beyond the media rhetoric?
Yes, I can.
I know you probably listen to Fox News.
But what you tell me, no, I listen to a lot of them, but you could tell me, so you're in favor of a man that's in front of a courthouse just reporting on a rape case that's going on inside, police coming, taking him off the street, throwing him in jail in an hour's time for 13 months. No lawyer, boom, you're gone. You're in favor of that.
It's not quite as simple as that. It's got a long history of football hooliganism, racist violence.
Again, when he's telling the truth about his country, well, I've watched the videos of him getting attacked just trying to talk to people. I try to talk to people out here. I watch people
shouting.
So what?
It's not so much of a discussion, is it? And now you're looking aggressive. You asked me for a discon. You want to know what I think
I'm
about
sorry. Are you a little snowflake? Can't you take a little bit of adult talk? Am I upsetting your little feelings? You're a fascist, man. You are a fascist, and you're the bigot. You're the one that's allowing your country to be disgraced, allowing children to get raped.
What if I said
you want to go ahead and say and not show these crimes are existing. You want to go because the government of England and they were the ones that said don't report on this. Why wouldn't they want to report on that? Why can't they report on the Muslims raping children? Why can't they report on that?
Your discussion style is really interesting. It just appears to be you trying to shout over me to prevent me from making a point.
I'm going to give you the floor. Explain to me why the government would want to silence those rape cases.
What I want to ask you is, why do you focus only on so-called Muslim grooming when there is a long history within Catholicism of grooming within the church, and we've seen that in the UK recently?
Matter of fact, the Christian church, the pedophile Pope that we have now, just had one of his top men convicted of running a sex child ring.
Okay, so what's the point of that?
I don't see anybody getting thrown in jail, for reporting on that. I don't see, but they do keep it quiet. They are keeping that down. Nobody, we don't want to keep that. You don't hear the Pope saying, mea culpa, I'm sorry about that. But I'm asking you again, clarify me, just answer this question.
Okay.
Why did the British government and the British press silence the Muslim rape cases on children? Why would they do that?
Firstly, they're just rape cases. They're just rape cases.
No, the case that he was reporting on was a sex pedophile grooming ring.
A Muslim, so-called Muslim rape case. You are suggesting it's something to do with Islam. It's just a rape case, and the people that committed the rape in this instance
happened to be Muslims.
But if we look at the history of the Catholic Church, for instance,
I don't care. You're not answering my question. What difference would it make what religion it is? This man was out in front talking about it. If it was Christian, if it was Muslim, what difference does it make? He has the right to report on it. Am I correct?
Not if it's inciting hatred.
How does it incite hatred for him to just stand there and saying, this case is going on inside?
Is that what happened, really?
Did you see the video?
Yes,
I'd like to show you. You saw the video?
From that city, I know exactly what happened.
You saw the video of him getting arrested.
You
saw the video of him getting arrested.
It's not coming filtered through Fox News.
Did you watch the video of him? Did you watch the entire video? And you're telling me that he was justified to be taken off the street by the police just for reporting. You are? You're a fascist pig. You, sir, are a fascist pig.
I'm a fascist.
Yes, you are.
Pointing in my face.
I don't give a what I'm doing. I can do that when you say you allow people to be taken off the street just for reporting on something that's going inside a courthouse. That's like someone come along here right now and take me to jail just because I happen to be yelling in your face calling you a fascist pig, which you are.
Okay, do you want me to respond? The reason he was tried for this is because of an accumulation of incidents, including extreme violence in football grounds.
And which were all, again, the power of the state goes against you. They come up with phony charges. They can come up and dig up everything and everything about you and make you look like the devil himself. But the fact that he's talking about the destruction of his country, the fact that you've got idiots right now in England, judges saying, oh, we got to dull all the knives because the knife stabbings have gone way up. So it doesn't make any difference what the weapon it is, whether it's a gun or a knife. You have an epidemic of rapes and knife violence going on in London right now, and London surpassed New York for violent crimes.
Firstly, there's not an epidemic of rape.
Would you care to look that up? I'll put money on it. Do you have any money? I'd like to put some money on it.
Statistics risen?
I'd like to.
There is a rape problem.
Let's put money on it. Let's put money on it. Come on, let's put money on it.
I'll give
you
how much?
I don't know. I'll give you 10-to-1 odds.
So how are you gonna?
I'll give you $10. Well, look it up. Look it up. Come on, look it up. There's my $10. Put up $1.
You look it up. You show me.
You got the camera. Come on, look it up.
I don't have Wi-Fi in this country, so I don't have access to the resources right now. But I can guarantee there's not been an increase in rape in recent times in the UK. It's actually on a decrease.
Really? Put up your money. Put up your money. Come on. Put up your money. Go.
I'm gonna leave.
Put up your $1. Put your money where your mouth is. Come on. Let's look it up.
So will your source be Fox News or will you look elsewhere?
Oh, I think. Did you see my poster on the side? I think anybody that takes commercial money has to be suspect. I don't believe any of them that take money from pharmaceutical companies or the military-industrial complex. No, I don't believe them. I believe they all lie to us because they don't tell us the truth about 9/11. They don't tell us the truth about the school shootings. They don't tell us the truth about a lot of things.
What happened with the school shooting?
Well, matter of fact, that was a subject that came up today with a police officer. I was speaking to a retired cop from Boston, and we talked about the recent school shooting in Florida and the anomalies in that, how procedures were not followed.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, how the fact that, the police had been to his house 37 times. He was under a program where they released people of color because, they were people. Oh, no, it's a true program. They allowed them to get away because they were
looking at me and
because I think you would have a lot of sympathy with that. So they would release people of color and or ethnic groups because they have to be treated differently. Whites have to be held accountable, but people of color can get away with murder. So they were at the FBI was out, knew who he was. Guy was on psychotropic drugs. We're talking about. I mean, they knew.
Well, I don't think we don't hold people of color accountable. I mean, we're 5% of the population. We have 25% of the incarcerated citizens, 60% of which are African American.
Yeah, they commit a lot of crimes, don't they?
Not necessarily.
But what are they in jail for?
Mandatory minimums is a big problem.
Yeah, I'll grant you that, but how do they get that mandatory minimums? Because they commit multiple crimes.
Well, you can have...
What about over-policing in certain areas? Certain areas are over-policed, and...
That's true.
If the areas are over-policed, you're going to find more crime.
Well, I think poverty's a big one.
I know a lot of police that won't go into certain neighborhoods because they're the crime.
Well, it looks
I mean,
like
they're just the opposite. They won't go in there because they know they might get shot.
What do you do for a living? Is this just what you do with your
Lady's
life?
calling me.
None of your damn business what I do for a living.
It's just a question.
Yeah. Why do I have to do anything for a living? What do you do for a living?
I'm a university professor.
What do you teach? What do you teach? Education studies?
Yeah.
You're familiar with the Carnegie Institute, of course, and how they corrupted the entire educational system by going ahead and promoting a socialist one world government, right? You know all about that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a socialist.
I know you are. That's why I called you a fascist pig, and I meant it.
I feel
Now you've proved it.
I feel similarly about you.
Yeah, now you've proved it to me. You're from Austria.
I'm from Austria.
What do you do there?
From Austria.
Yeah.
What do you do there?
I'm product manager for my Austrian company, and now I'm half a year here in Charlotte.
I was talking to him about the immigration problem, and you have a problem with immigration, right? Do you find that?
It's a big challenge, yeah.
It's a big challenge. What has been some of the? Have you seen like crime increase, or has that been a problem, or the simulation of?
It depends. I would say which social standard you have. I mean, I'm luckily not a poor guy. I don't have a family. So.
And I've seen reports, and I've talked to other people from England, from Austria, from Germany. That's why I like being out here. I get to speak to people from all over. And I hear.
You don't really speak though. You just shout. That's my experience.
I'm not shouting now, but I'm talking. I get not my information a lot of times from the news. I get it from people themselves. So I'm speaking to professionals from England or from Austria, Germany, wherever, and I'm hearing from them that their countries are being changed irreparably because of the immigration, the crimes coming up. Women are afraid to walk the streets now alone. That, their cultures are changing dramatically. So these people are lying to me?
I mean, that's a misperception, perhaps. I don't think it's true that women are not able to walk around in England.
The women that have been assaulted, the men that are.
For centuries, women have been assaulted. It's not necessarily a problem.
Again, we can go back to statistics. Overwhelming 70% in Sweden alone is the rapes are committed by the Muslims. That is a damn fact.
That's not true.
Again,
how could Muslims commit 70% of the crime in Sweden when they've got such a small?
I have a PhD. No one is collecting population data with religion in it except for Pew, and Pew doesn't ask those questions.
No, when they make an arrest, they take down the.
It's literally illegal to do that about religion. It's against.
It's not. We're not talking about. We're talking about. If you're an immigrant or you were. So we
They
find
also
out.
don't collect that information. There is no national database that contains that information.
So you're saying there's no Muslim problem?
I'm saying
there's
all
no
of the
Muslim
statistics you're
problem.
using are made up
There's no
things.
Muslim
There's no increase in rapes.
No, there isn't.
There's no increase in violence.
Actually, most of the rapes happen on college campuses by white men.
Well, that statistic is also bullshit.
Oh, so
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how are you differentiating between these?
Wait, just the other. Let me answer this question. Just the other day, it was a judge in England who suggested that we have to dull all the knives because of the epidemic of knife attacks that are happening in London.
In London, because they don't have gun control. Here we have.
Wait, they don't have gun control in London?
They do, but I'm saying.
So now they got to take away all the knives?
Okay,
What's next? Screwdrivers? How about trucks? I mean, what else do we take away? What happened? What happened? Nobody can talk sense? I thought it was me. So all right. So how do you explain that judge that said he wants to dull all the knives because there was an epidemic of knife attacks in London?
What do you mean? How do I explain it? It seems perfectly logical to me. young people. There's an epidemic of young people.
So all the kitchen knives have to be dulled.
And I guess we
It's
should
about
ban
carrying a
vehicles as
knife.
well.
Vehicles, we should end vehicles too.
Running people over in the streets, so vehicles should be banned as well then.
Should they be banned too?
Not really at the
No, I mean, when you think about that.
not really at the
How about airplanes? They fly airplanes into buildings. You would ban airplanes.
not really at the same rate, and vehicles have a function out of the
So do
house.
knives.
Not really. You don't really need to carry a knife in the street. We're not trying to ban knives in the UK. We're trying to.
I carry 2 of them, plus some other things on me.
Sure you do, but we're talking about the UK context, and there's not really a need for young people to carry
Well,
knives.
can you explain this simple? You're a professor. Can you explain this simple equation?
Some states is connected to military, so 10%. So they need to spread this virus everywhere.
cool.
That's
Are
the
you guys from the
problem.
UK?
I'm from the UK.
He's a professor from Manchester. And what do you teach again?
I'm in an education studies department.
Education Studies Department. He's a socialist. So he's definitely a Carnegie Institute, brainwashed,
Well, that's kind of what our
Yeah.
university
Well,
is,
indeed.
United
That's what
States,
they took it over with their money, and that's how they go ahead.
So you would say that I'm brainwashed, and I can appreciate that, but from my perspective, I would say that the same of you. You know, we both have...
Oh, I am brainwashed into freedom. I don't want to take people's guns away. I don't want to take their knives away. I trust people. You don't.
Right now,
You want to take their guns and knives away because you don't trust people. Oh my God, they got knives. We can't trust them. But of course, we can put up a gun-free zone, and all the criminals are going to go, oh crap, I can't bring my gun in there.
We don't
Oh
have
man,
the-
they got that sign up.
We don't have the same issues with mass shootings in the UK.
Oh no,
because
no,
we don't-
but that's why they get the knife attacks. That's why the judge said,
And then-
oh, let's
then-
dull all the knives.
But they're not on the
So
same
what's
level
next?
as the amount of deaths with a gun, are they?
Oh, really?
If we
Just the
think
other
about-
week, the statistics came out. London surpassed New York in violent crimes. Look it up.
Okay. On a very practical level, it would not be as easy to stab 20 people as it would to shoot 20 people in a very quick space of time.
So we got to dull all the knives.
Uncle Sam, where you at?
Oh, brother, having fun, making fun of these idiots. No. I don't treat them nice anymore because there's no reason to. These guys are our enemy. This is an avowed enemy. You're not going to change this guy. He is not going to change.
Is okay, but not that if he doesn't agree.
No, we're going to go to war soon, and they ought to better know it. And I want to ask you this question. When that war comes, when that revolution comes, how are you going to defend yourself? Because you don't believe in guns.
I don't.
Okay.
I'd go and shoot a Democrat and he'd be all right.
I guarantee you that revolution is coming, and you won't have a way to defend yourself. So I want to ask you, how are you going to defend yourself?
This is pretty unpleasant. You invited me for a discussion. As soon as I step here, you shout and you have your...
I'm a bad man.
Has anybody ever jumped on you or
I hope
hit you
you
or
lose when
anything?
you're bits enough.
Hell no.
You whipped their ass, would you?
They can try.
Liberalism is a fucking mental.
They're cowards. All these guys are cowards.
Pussy.
They're physically and mental cowards.
See that right there? Look, that's illegal. Peddling pussy is illegal, right? That's illegal.
They're going to be the first ones that they shoot when they take over. Just like they do in every other time. The people that helped them get there is the ones they kill. You're going to be the victim. It's so. I mean, what I just read to you there are the founders of your whole socialist program, but they're the ones that want to keep the power, and they give you crumbs. They state that there are a few people that should be the leading millionaires, the elites. The school of the elites, the electorate of the you know what I'm talking about.
And what about capitalism? I mean, there's people out on the streets here that are homeless. People are dying because they're homeless all the time. In the UK,
Well, let's call it capitalism,
poverty-
crony capitalism. Right now we have crony capitalism because socialist programs go ahead and skew it. That's what we have here is crony capitalism, which mimics socialism where the power is divested in a few. So they are the ones that go ahead and decide where the wealth distribution goes.
Why do international comparisons suggest that countries like Sweden and Finland have the highest levels of happiness? Why do
alcoholism and suicide? Don't give me that. They have the highest percentage of alcoholism and suicide. But let me ask you this right here. Professor, let me ask you. Let me give you the, because I've talked to a Harvard professor in economics about this. We do know that robotics and AI technology is going to be taking more and more of the work to be jobs.
Yeah.
So we're going to create a lot of people that are going to be out of work.
Yeah.
Okay. Henry Kissinger called them the useless food eaters. So what are we going to do with these useless food eaters?
I mean, Paul Mason's written an interesting book where he calls for a kind of socialist form of automation where society now can produce abundance. We can produce.
And you think that the elites have always, the elites from the beginning of time, that have held power over us through resource management and all that. And the only reason they've ever kept us around this long is because they needed slave labor. Now, do you really think that those elites are going to allow us to just play video games?
I don't think they're going to allow us. I don't think they're going to allow us.
Well, then what are they going to do with us?
There needs to be
why do you think they give us poison vaccines, and why do you think they feed us GMO? Why do you think they put fluoride in the water here? It's to create the cancers, to go ahead and kill us. They're killing us with...
I don't think I disagree with your understanding of the elites. I feel the same about the elites. I think where we maybe disagree is the solution from there.
Then why do they come up with the program that you fell into? Why are you following their program if you know they want to kill us?
I would suggest that you're following their program. The elites...
No, it is in their words that they want to go ahead and eliminate us. We are the useless food eaters. So they're going to go ahead and open up the FEMA camps and here, roll up your sleeve and take this shot. And it'll be like the Roach Motel. You'll check in, but you won't check out. They don't need us anymore. So they're the ones that have controlled things up until this point. Now, with this knowledge, knowing that they are going to go ahead, and this revolution is coming, we can't stop it. This, it's like the Industrial Revolution and every other revolution that's come along, innovations that man has made. Now with the innovations that we have, through the technology we have that is solely in their hands, through the mega data, nanobot technology, through all the different means they have now, even to the point, and this came out recently, that every one of us now have nanobots in every one of our cells from what we've been breathing in from the geoengineering programs and chemtrails and everything else. Then you have the 5G technology, and here's something that's, you gotta look this one up, this is great. Out of all of the frequencies they could have used to put in the cell phone towers, the one frequency they're using resonates with our human DNA. It resonates with our cells. So why did they pick that one frequency? Why are they putting in this 5G? Why are we now all contaminated with these nanobots? To do what? What are they? What are we now walking around robots? Are they going to put thoughts in our head? Are they going to maybe, physically paralyze us?
It seems like Donald Trump puts thoughts in your head already.
Oh, well, no. I've been studying this for a long time. You're not the only professor I talk to. I've talked to professors on a weekly basis out here all the time. Not all of them are like caught up in the bullshit that you're caught up in. Some of them actually have their heads and eyes wide open, and they see what's going on. I know the Professor Iris Mack from Tulane, who worked with Larry Summers on Wall Street. She was the first woman to go ahead and blow the whistle on the derivative fraud. They went ahead and blackballed her. She came back and wrote the #1 bestseller for wealth management, exposing the tricks they were using to steal our money. She's a regular visitor to me. She comes out here and speaks to the people all the time. When I first met her, she came out here and gave an hour lecture to anybody that stopped and listened how Obama had screwed up our economy and how we're heading for a fall. This woman goes up to New York.
Capitalism always falls. By its mere function, capitalism will always fall.
Crony capitalism does.
I don't think so.
I know so.
Why do you have so many cameras on your van?
Because of the violent liberals that are out there. I got to make sure that when they come at me, it's on camera.
I think you're quite aggressive.
You better believe I am.